Sunday after 2 days. I mean, I know you felt it.
Yeah.
Nelly, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, how did he do?
It was cool.
How was he in person? Because, obviously you and I have seen everybody.
Yeah.
So how was he in person?
He was good. So, like, my buddy Dre came. So, Dre loves Nelly. Like, Nelly is, like, for him, how Kid Rock is for
you. I was
me.
about to say the exact same thing.
So, he had, like, the time of his life. But, no, he was good, dude. I mean, that guy's OG. He's been around for, like, 25, 30 years.
But you know how some people don't sound like shit?
Yeah, no, he was good.
Okay.
He was good. So, I mean, look, no one's... So, I've seen Wayne at Zook, obviously, and... pretty much anyone big that comes through Zook, Dalen's my boy, dude.
Okay. So that same table we got, no problem.
But the best that I've ever seen is Pusha T. And, Push is my favorite. He's from Virginia, everything. But, bro, when I tell you that I saw him the same night that I saw the Eagles, it was like Memorial Day weekend. Like, that's the first night I met Dalen.
So I got a question for you because we both appreciate live music. I don't know if you do too, right?
Yeah, I don't really go to live music, but I do like it when I do go.
So we seen a bunch of people in our history of seeing people. Give me your top, whatever, 3, 5, whoever, if you had to, and they could be dead. But who, if you were going to see somebody live in concert, whatever you want to do, 3 to 5, who would it be?
Kid Rock's number one.
Okay.
Dude. I mean, he's, like people used to like bust my balls about it, but dude, he puts on such a show.
Yeah.
Plays so many different instruments. So
there's no criteria for this. It could be singing, it could be production, whatever.
So Kid Rock's number one.
Dead or alive?
Let's see. Well, I haven't seen, I would have loved to have seen MJ. I never got to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
But dude, his production was crazy, but I never got to see him. But I've seen so many people.
That you've seen.
So Billy Joel was awesome. Man, like, who surprised me, I guess, recently was Creed. So I saw Creed like right by New Year's with Seven Dust, and I went into it like I just want to hear the "Hold Me Now" song, so I'm like whatever. But no, they were fucking awesome. But Kid Rock for sure number one. Billy Joel was awesome, and then I would say Nickelback too. Like people like kind of hate on like that like genre of like rock, but dude. You talk about going and having a fucking good time and all of that, like where people know the songs, it's like a good crowd and everything. And then Push was the best rap performance I've ever seen. It was like I saw him at Jewel nightclub. I was From Me to You from him. And bro, it felt like we were at Coachella. He was like that good.
Yeah, you can tell people passionate about it. Mine would be, I only got 2. Mine would be DMX.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, DMX, just that level of passion. And this was the prime time DMX, like 98, 99 when I saw him. Pitbull's on stage.
Was it the Rough Riders with Jay-Z?
It was Hard Knock Life. That's that's the one I saw. And, to be honest with you, so many people on that tour are terrible. So he stood out even more. He not only was it great, but he stood out even more. You can see the passion.
Yeah.
And then I would honestly say the production, I'm going to give him a compliment on his production. Not necessarily so much him or the music, but that's Kanye. The floating stage. Even Watch the Throne, what he did with Jay. Like the production that he brings to a concert, you can see other people implementing true genius with that. I've come from a musical background. One of my uncles was James Brown's road manager. The other one was Marvin Gaye's bodyguard and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, and we'll talk about a funny story about Marvin Gaye right after. But long story short, man, from I heard as far as like family stuff, the acapella Marvin. So we talk about some people don't sound the same.
Yeah.
Like Drake doesn't sound nothing like Drake when you see Drake in person. You'll be disappointed. I'm being real. And if when he did that dual concert with Wayne, that's why he stopped doing it because it was just terrible.
It shows.
Like Wayne was here and he,
exposed.
You play an album in the car or whatever, but you see people in person, it's totally different with auto tune and all the other
like
shit.
That. Yeah.
100%. So those are my 2, DMX and then Kanye for the production. The funny story about Marvin Gaye, my uncle was his bodyguard. So my granddad was a hustler, entrepreneur, just really, hardworking guy. Go home, like blue collar entrepreneur, typical restaurant guy. But his sons, kind of, wild guys. So one of his sons, his name was Gerald, my uncle Gerald. He was Marvin Gaye's bodyguard. So they did a European tour. And you can research. I don't even know what they said, but I think Marvin spent like $5 million just on coke on this tour.
Nice,
right? Just on coke the whole tour. So long story short, my uncle comes home So let's say the tour is whatever, 3 months. My uncle comes home in 30 days. So my granddad is like, "What, Gerald? What the fuck? You the bodyguard? What the fuck you doing? Who's doing security? Why is your ass home?" But long story short, the bodyguard couldn't handle it. It was just so much pussy blow. It was just such a fucking debauchery. Like the bodyguard was like, "Look, I gotta go to rehab because this shit is just too off the chain."
Yeah.
That I can't even handle it, and I'm the person doing security.
I can't
and
be
the
on
reason
alert.
why is like, people know, like, you obviously you've been in that world. Like, if you know if you got a rich junkie, well, shit, I can get 50 grand right now if I got some. I can go see Marvin today and get 50 grand every day.
Right.
Right. And so my uncle would obviously have to try it out, make sure it was good, and like you the security, you just can't let people walk in here
Right.
and just give them whatever shit that they got. You got the ones that got to vet it out, test it out. And man, on that European tour, he brought his ass home in 30 days. He said, man, he just
Can't do
He
it.
just couldn't do it. Like, so that should show you the level.
We don't have rock stars like that.
No,
anymore.
man, not at all,
I'll
man.
say-
These guys, like Metallica, even like has like coffee breaks in between their sets. It's like,
Especially like Red Hot Chili Peppers, they start they do yoga and shit. And
yeah.
Nikki, how about you? Did you see anybody like live, or who's your best for live performances? Do you go?
I haven't seen anybody individually. I've been doing a lot of like festivals, so nothing.
So who stood out at festivals to you?
And I think that's the move now. That's how most people are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot
catch
good.
So
all
much
one-
money in them now.
Yeah.
They're expensive as shit.
You know what surprised me recently was like Offspring. Like it was something I've never go
Yeah.
out and see.
They rock.
And they killed it. And I was like, this is pretty badass. And then I liked some newer bands like Beartooth. Well, they've been around for a while, and then just other stuff. And I was pretty surprised at last year's When We Were Young fest.
Oh, here, yeah.
Yeah, they actually had like a plethora of like bands and genres. So that was actually really cool to see a lot of people there too.
Yeah, I am the live ones that I've seen that stand out to me that are Damien Rice. He's Irish singer songwriter. But when I like going to small venues because that's what I usually do. I would go to small venues and I like the whole strip down of it all. And then it was crazy because when I seen him at the Great American Theater in San Francisco, and then I also seen him at the Fillmore. But when I seen him at the Great American Theater, it was all stripped down. He had a cello and then he had this girl that would sing too a cappella, and he just played with the guitar. And then out of nowhere, I didn't even see it, but he hit a pedal on the ground, and I didn't even know there was a pedal there. And he turned into a fucking rock concert with an acoustic guitar. I was like, this shit's amazing. This fucking dude's awesome. And that guy, Incubus, I saw Incubus live. They were great. They sound like they sound on the album, which is
They're really good.
they're really good. Incubus was really good, and Incubus also. What I liked about they take their hits and they'll do their hit, but then they'll also flip it. So it's like now I'm
Mix
gonna
in stuff.
now I'll do it acoustically, or now I'll do it loungy, or I'll do it. So it's like, oh, okay, this is fucking dope. Like no one's getting this version of Mexico, or no one's getting this version of Stellar.
Nothing.
And then another person I seen live that I really liked. There's a in Orangevale where I from up in Northern California. There was a place called the Boardwalk. And it was, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like they would always bring. I got to see everybody before they got big because it was the little like I got to see No Doubt before they hit big, and that was at Bojangles in behind. It's a little bar behind Sac State, but this place is over in Orangevale, and I seen Paramore, I seen Coheed and Cambria, which is who's the fucking dopest. Coheed and Cambria is up there for me. That was my third, and then Flyleaf. There was a ton. Everybody had done the Boardwalk and Bojangles. It was so good. So I got lucky to see them in small venues. But yeah, Coheed and Cambria was the top. They're fucking. When I heard
They
them,
shred on guitar,
dude,
too.
I didn't know. I was like, because I would just go it was a Friday thing. It was a Friday
Yeah.
Saturday thing, and then I'm like, who the fuck are these dudes? And I was like, this is dope. And then their albums were pretty much it's a whole story. It's a whole concept album. Every album was part 1 to part 2, part 3.
Yeah.
In this whole big
Universe.
universe of space. And I was like, this is fucking. And they shred. They melt faces.
Do you remember when I think it was their drummer like robbed a
Yeah.
like before a show he put on a ski mask and went and robbed like a CVS pharmacy for like a bunch of dude, Google
Nice.
it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Google it.
And then went out there and played the show.
Oh yeah.
Dude came back and
You know who else was good live? And I stumbled upon them back in the day, and because it was in Berkeley, and it was Third Eye Blind.
Oh, they're great.
I saw them they're good live too. Well, back then they were like, I don't know about now, but like, and then I would see them too in little small venues. I guess now I think about it, I'm pretty lucky to see them all because I don't go to big ones. I don't really go to big stuff.
So I used to book music, and so like we would do a lot of those with Boardwalk and like things because it's like those are for bands that like are waiting to blow.
Yeah.
And like so we had like when I was growing up, it was the 930 Club in DC. And I mean, bro, when I tell you we were spoiled, we saw fucking everyone, dude. Like
The Yeah Yeah Yeahs, I seen them live.
oh man, I'm
Oh,
trying
they
to.
were great.
We saw, man, I'm talking like $30 tickets. It was like Seven Dust,
Yeah.
Stained, this band opening for Filter. You got like 4 bands.
Yeah.
$30, bro.
Can't
Yeah.
beat it.
Nah, if they bring that back, man,
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 it's a wrap.
people will go. Korn's really good. I saw them out in Kansas City. They're one of my favorites of all time. Deftones, bro. It's so crazy to me, like these bands
Deftones,
like that.
Sacramento.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
yeah.
shit. It's crazy though. Those bands now, like Deftones, Limp Bizkit, Korn, all, bro, they're playing fucking arenas, bro. And like I can remember going to the club shows when my mom would have to drop me off at 930 Club, like so.
Yeah.
It just my biggest beef, Zach knows, dude. Like the barrier of entry to some of this shit is too high, and like part of that's like economy, whatever. But like if these venues could figure it out, right? Like Kid Rock's actually he was like pushing that bill with Trump where they get all of those junk fees because like you go buy a ticket that's $25. By the time you check out, bro, that's just $53.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. But like, so like, but they need to get back to that where it's like, there's a couple good bands on the bill, and it's like these tickets aren't so outrageous. And when you go there, bro, I don't want to fucking drink a White Claw for fucking $18, bro. Yeah. Give me a draft beer that's 20 ounces for $10. I'll drink 10 of them. Then I'll do one of the expensive tequila shots.
And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good.
Yeah, but like,
Amazing time.
Yeah, but otherwise, I'll go, bro, and I'll drink water, and they'll be like, oh, here, you want what are those fucking, Kill Yourself waters, the ones with the pop, that's like, they look like beer. Do you know
Death.
what I'm talking? Yeah,
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death.
Death.
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro, you go ahead and give me that tap. I'm cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not paying you $12 for a water right now, buddy.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Especially because it's just the same shit anyway.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
but
I was seeing that clip. It's so funny of Nirvana, and Kurt Cobain is like, they go, what? They go, do you know how much Madonna charges? Like, how much? He was like $75. Like, what? People are paying that $75.
Yeah.
He was like, what do we? What's our ticket prices? And then all of a sudden they go $17.50. He goes, yeah. Why would you do $75? That's what the fuck is wrong with people? And it's like, yeah, dude. It's like that's how it was.
shit, now
That's
75 is a deal.
Yeah.
He was right with him nowadays.
dude.
Yeah. There's a great Nirvana cover band out here, and the singer looks exactly like Kurt Cobain.
Fuck it,
They play at
right.
House of Blues. They'll give you free tickets.
Oh, yeah?
It's called Nirvana Mania. They crank.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, man. I just thought about it now. Like, yeah, I've seen a lot of pretty good people like in
You
those
get
little
spoiled.
venues.
Like, even
Yeah.
being out here, though, we get spoiled. Like,
Yeah.
And I mean, I think all our generation is spoiled from when we started.
Well,
I mean,
because,
I thought DMX in 8th grade. I mean, I only had $50 and had the ball. Had to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember
couldn't,
going to that tour now, too,
Right.
because it was a Hard Knock Life.
100%.
Yeah.
And we had
so it
Rough
was like-
Riders and Rockefeller.
Yeah, Jadakiss was there.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah. Do you remember?
Method Man, Redman was there.
Up in Smoke Tour was dope, too.
Yeah,
but-
that's what I was getting ready to say. Dude.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
was
funny when my high school
2000.
girlfriend bought me tickets, like front row tickets for Up in Smoke, like for high school graduation, and I brought my buddy Bird.
Right.
She went. I didn't even bring her. Like, nah, I'm good.
But our point, a high school girl could afford 2 tickets.
Right,
Now-
front row,
right,
with
front
Eminem
row.
and Dre and all that.
Nowadays, fuck that.
Crazy.
Man, I
Insane.
remember.
How much weed was there Up in Smoke Tour, man? That shit was,
Oh,
that whole
bro.
arena was just like flooded.
And
Yeah.
everybody was so happy to be back together again. Because
And that was when they brought
was
no,
two?
but that was when they basically introduced Eminem.
him. Yeah.
Well, that was his real like coming out.
Right,
coming
coming
out.
out,
You
right,
know, 'cause
correct.
that was his second album,
Correct.
and like.
And it was what?
That's when he
Chronic
went
2001.
Yeah, around
right?
that 2001 era, around that.
It was like,
So I've
I
seen.
think it was actually 2000 because the album was the Chronic 2001.
No, I can tell you it was 2002 because
Okay.
that was my high school graduation.
Okay, gotcha.
So I got those tickets. So that was his tour for that second Marshall Mathers album.
yeah, and then the Forgot About Dre. He was doing that.
Forget
shit.
About Dre,
Yeah, the fucking that shit.
Yeah,
hit.
but
There was
X in person. I don't know if it was yours. So mine was I was in Tampa at the time. It was at the Tampa Bay Lightning Arena. And basically, I mean, DMX shirt off, pit bulls on stage running around. It's crazy, dog.
I don't remember as much of him.
Yeah, and who knows? He saw each other Live Wire. He might have done a different show when he got to you, but with us, he was shirt on stage. You motherfuckers want back the fuck up, and Pitts just barking at the crowd like it was just like, what the fuck is going on?
You know, my first 3 concerts I ever went to, it's like the craziest lineup that you'll like never get. It's impossible to get again. So the first concert I ever went to was Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang Clan. I was in 7th grade. My mom and dad had
Rock
to
the
take me.
Bells,
They said-
right?
No, this
wait.
was just it was.
Is this just them?
Yeah, it was just those two. It was. I don't remember if they had even a tour name, but it was like I remember it was like a huge
That's
deal.
a
and,
combo.
like, bro,
That is
and it was
some
crazy. And
combo.
me and my boy Jason Hunt snuck into the very front. Like it was fucking dope. The second concert I went to, my dad took me and my buddy Ronnie down to Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we saw Pantera with the original lineup, like Dimebag and Vinnie Paul, with Cold Chamber and Machine Head. And then my third concert was Deftones at like a room of like 600 people.
Oh yeah.
And like Chino smoked a joint on stage. Like it was nuts, dude. Like, and it was like,
Has anybody done like the intimate stuff at Wynn, like with Nas and the stuff? I've heard good things about it.
I went to something.
Not, and
funny.
it doesn't have to be Nas, but just that how they have that small kind of setting.
So I went to this thing one night, and this is a little bit of a trip, but I think you'll dig this. It was Kenny Loggins, and he played all of his like 80s bangers because he wrote like Highway to Danger Zone and like all the Caddyshack and everything. So he would play a song and then he would tell the story. After the song, he would tell the story about
like
it. And all
that.
that. Bro, it was an intimate evening with Kenny Loggins. Bro, it was fucking cool.
That'd be the shit. Ooh, check this out. I got a good ass live performance. It was halftime at a Raider game.
Oh, yeah. 311.
311. We see 311 came out of nowhere
Yeah.
on a halftime. Me and Drew went to go see the Raiders versus Chargers, and they're like, and here comes 311, and then all of a sudden they started doing the hits, and it was fun. We're just in there
They
like
played 4 songs.
they played 4 songs, and they were bangers, and it was
Yeah.
cool. And then people that. Like everyone, like people that knew who 311 was, like fuck yeah, da, da. And they were so happy about it that all of a sudden the people that didn't know who 311 were,
Yeah.
like, hey, these guys are pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And-
Man, it's crazy. I've seen them a billion times, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and they do 311 day out here.
Oh, they
and
do it
now
here?
it's like 3 days.
That's right, because because they're
It's
from
in March.
Hawaii.
No,
Yeah,
they're
March
from
11th.
Nebraska.
Oh, they're from Nebraska. Oh,
Yeah, but they do 311 day because it used to be. It was easy for like everyone. It's like the Dead being out here. The Eagles, like it's an easy travel destination for everyone from all over the country to go and get it up. But now they've got so many bangers, bro, that they play fucking 2 or 3 days of 4-hour sets.
Fucking hell. Yeah, that'll work.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
Dude, they've been doing it since I was in 5th grade, bro.
who would you see, dead or alive?
So I mean, I definitely would see Michael Jackson to Drew's point.
Yeah.
Man, who you seeing? Drago.
Elvis.
Elvis?
Sure.
Yeah.
I would love to see Jimmy.
Prince for
Prince,
sure, for
Prince,
sure.
yeah.
Sure, I would do want to see. My mom was a huge Prince fan. She said obviously best entertainer all the time because he can do so much.
I even like that little clip that they show when he's
Yeah.
playing like cream.
I saw James Brown as
Yeah,
obviously because
top.
the relationship. I saw him old. I would want to see him earlier, just especially in his prime. But yeah, I think that's it. MJ in his prime, Prince, and then probably James
George
Brown.
Carlin.
Yeah, on the comedy side.
What about you, Nikki?
And Pac. I'm sorry, definitely
Oh,
Tupac.
shit.
Definitely Tupac. Just the
Yeah.
level of, you know what I mean?
Fuck, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't
The House
think
of
about
Blues
that.
performance specifically.
Nikki,
When
you
you
got anybody who
first
you see
sounded
dead or
like
alive?
Random, but I'd love to have seen. What's that one band with that one guy who committed suicide?
Nirvana?
Nirvana?
Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park.
Park.
Okay.
Oh, committed
That's-
suicide.
Yeah.
that's a
They were
conspiracy
great
theory.
live.
That's what I'm saying. And then, like, you can't take that back.
Correct.
He's gone.
And to say,
Yeah.
whether
That's
it's
We
my
had
wife-
hired a
right.
female singer now too. What the fuck?
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah.
My wife's big. That's her favorite band, and she said she's seen them live, and she's like, they're fucking. She was like, it's amazing.
I saw them at 930 Club.
Oh, really?
1,000-person room, bro.
fucking nice, man. I like
Back in like '99.
just fucking killing it.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, yeah. Who would you see dead or alive? You said just Michael Jackson and
And Prince,
And Prince
and
and-
Carlin, and I gotta think of all the people that are dead.
I would love Jimi
It's a lot.
Hendrix. I would. I didn't.
Hendrix,
I
yeah.
didn't get to see Jim. I wouldn't because I was too fucking. Yeah,
Right.
but that would be an awesome because like I like 60s rock and 60s. Well, 70s okay, but like 60s is what I really like a lot. So like, man, that whole shit at the park in the Bay Area. What the fuck was it called? I'm losing it now in my head. It's where the Hell's Angels were the
Oh,
security.
I remember that. Well, that was the
that
Grateful
was
Dead were a
nuts,
lot,
yeah.
or Rolling Stones.
Yeah, and it was what was it? Was it? I can't
They
remember.
just look like they're dead. They're still around.
Hell yeah, they fucked up.
I think anything '90s like rap, like Pac and all that. Like, when it was
Queen
really
would have
going
been
down.
cool as shit.
Yeah, it's been huge,
Yeah,
man, been
Queen.
huge.
Did any of you go to Woodstock '99?
Dude, I was supposed to. My dad was going to take me.
Yeah.
But we ended up not going. And like now you watch the documentary, I'm like, fuck, I wish I had gone, dude.
Yeah, especially when Limp Bizkit came out and everyone started fucking
Oh
going.
my
Bro,
God.
the lineup for Woodstock, DMX, Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, Korn, Chili Peppers. Bro, everyone played that shit, dude.
yeah.
Like, oh.
I was
Did,
the
did,
closest
did
speaking out
Pops
for
go to
that one.
Woodstock?
Oh, yeah?
Did it happen?
No, I don't think they did.
Okay.
I don't think they did.
Shit, man. Yeah, that would have been
Like,
wild.
why don't they bring Woodstock back?
Probably
Too
'cause
much
it's-
liability. They,
Plus, like
man,
Woodstock
they,
'99, that got wrecked.
yeah.
Wrecked.
And there's a cool documentary on Netflix if you watch it about it. But I mean, that's the liability issue. But dude, they could do it now.
They
Beastie
could do
Boys
With
it.
was
all
on
these
it too,
other
right?
festivals and shit, they could
100%.
do it.
Sorry, what?
Beastie Boys was on it too, right?
Yeah,
but
I've
they-
seen
Were you?
Beastie Boys before.
Yeah.
Because they used to. So we used to have our local rock station, WHFS, would every year would have HF Festival, and bro, when I tell you it was the local was, oh my god, if I could go back, I saw a video of the Deftones playing at it this morning on Instagram. Like, God, dude, like you talk about like coolest concerts of a lifetime. I can remember it would be where the Redskins play, and like they put these like plastic, like it was like thick plastic like this, like mats, like square mats on the football field. Bro, we were ripping those up, crowd surfing on those when like
Hell
Green
yeah.
Day's playing
like,
and like
I've watched you change.
yeah, dude, so many people like. I mean, if you go back and look at the lineups like through 2002, it was fucking crazy. Like
Green Day.
Jay Z headlined it one night, Eminem, but then like Bloodhound Gang, Filter, Deftones, Linkin Park,
I'd like to
Smashing
see-
Pumpkins.
I'd like to see the first band of because you know how people they change out interchange.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Block Party. I would like to see the very first iteration of Block Party. Those fools that I remember when that first album Silent Alarm came on like on the scene, and it's slow. It was one of those slow burns where all of a sudden you'd like you'd hear it in the back of on a TV show in the background, and after a while it's on car commercials, and you're like, this shit's fire, like blah blah blah, and the whole album is fucking sick.
I don't know about them. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, they made a whole album called Silent Alarm Remixes, and it's all like because they're a European band, and it's like Euro pop shit and stuff like that, and it's like, cause you know how Bush did that one time. The Bush, how to watch Bush. Bush has been
Bush
dope.
is good.
Yeah, Bush had that second album. They had Razor Blade Suitcase, and then they had like a whole. I think it was called Deconstructed. It was a whole nother CD that was the same, but it was all remixed.
Electronica stuff.
Yeah,
I remember that.
yeah. That was the Swallowed. That shit was dope.
There's a band I like called Snot. They're like a metal, like new metal band. But their singer Lynn Straight died. But the guy that they have now, that's the new singer, bro, looks exactly like him. And now they're getting big again. They're playing Aftershock. They're playing like other festivals, like dude.
Aftershock.
And they're blowing. Oh, dude, there's a market for new metal.
Yeah.
There's like people. It never went away. But like now, like the younger generations are like, oh, it actually is fucking cool. Like
Fucking Hoobastank's coming back.
Oh God, no.
I've seen them before too.
Yeah, that was a lot of man. It was crazy to and then when emo came in, I wasn't even mad at emo. I was like, okay, I'll fuck with it. Yeah, because I liked what was it? It was who would you consider emo though? Like
Fall Out Boy, Panic at the
Yeah.
Disco.
They put
What's
on
the-
good shows though.
They
what's
do.
the other
Yeah.
kid? The my father. When I was,
Oh, My Chemical Romance.
Oh
My
my
Chemical
God.
Romance,
I will
yeah.
never want to see them live ever again.
no, it was bad.
I saw them open for Blink 182 at the Hollywood Bowl, and I thought they were trash.
Yeah.
Blink 182
They're
is
not
dope.
great.
Blink is doing, dude. I would be
They're
down
coming
to do it too.
Yeah.
They're doing a tour with Alkaline Trio, and they're playing in Palm Desert, which I think
Oh,
would be
shit.
awesome.
One of the casinos there.
I don't know. No, I think
Got
they
it.
might be doing like
a theater
so-
or something. There's an arena there because I know they do.
They
some
do
of
that,
it.
but some of these bands, like, dude, they go out in like Joshua Tree and they build their own stages. And like, Taking Back Sunday did that. And like, my buddy went and brought his dog.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
take it out. But that's another thing too. Like Blink 182 did a concert in a Denny's. You see that clip?
Yeah,
They're just getting in a
because
Denny's.
there was like a local band and they did a show at Denny's. We used to when I played at a band, we'd play shows wherever they would let us. So yeah, Denny's, and the dude like on the thing, he's like, "What the fuck's up, Denny's?" So now we see Mark from Blink 182. He's like, "What the fuck's up, Denny's?"
Yeah. There's a movie called Green Room. I don't know if you've ever seen it or heard of it, but it's Patrick Stewart's in it too and stuff like that. And It's with the kid that died, the Russian kid that played Spock on the new Star Trek.
I don't know.
Ah, man, Alpha Dog. You seen Alpha Dog?
Yeah.
It's him. Though he played the kid that gets killed in Alpha Dog.
Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember his name though. But he ended up dying. He went out and partied one night or something like that, and then he went to go open the gate at his house, and the car rolled
He
and
backed
then
into him and he got stuck.
Yeah, he got stuck and died.
Damn, what a way to go.
Ivan something. I can't.
Yeah.
remember.
Ivan something.
Yeah, but anyway, so he's in it, and it's about the opening of the movie is they're fucking playing in a restaurant, in a Mexican restaurant, trying to do gigs on the road, and fucking they can't. So they're like, "Hey man, my cousin has this gig. You got to go." He goes, "It'll get you, to the next gas man to get the next spot." And they're like, "All right, sure." So they go, and it actually is a neo-Nazi young youth camp that they have to fucking play for, and it gets a little wild after that. But it's like that whole band, trying to make it shit that you're talking about, like that.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Because when you're on the road and you're doing gigs, you're trying to make it to the next gig. Sometimes,
Yeah, you got to pay for gas and food.
All day long.
And
Strength in the game.
and they all have done that. So like you're saying too,
Correct.
like those little venues and stuff like that, and that.
So we've all done that. So that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. So what would be your advice as far as just staying in the game, staying active, like that we talk about, right? That basically walking on faith. How do you get to the next day? Because I talk to people who are not entrepreneurial, and that's the scariest thing. Like the first thing I hear, like literally a girl like a couple nights ago, she was telling me like, look, I just don't know what should I do. I mean, she had everything kind of figured out, but she didn't want to dive in the pool. Like and figure out how to swim or drown. And most times you're not going to drown. You're going to figure out how to swim. But nobody wants to jump in the pool. Nobody wants to sacrifice their lifestyle, right? Especially as you get further and further in adulthood, which is why I tell so many entrepreneurs to start early. You start at 14, you ain't got no fucking mortgage. You
Yeah.
ain't got no fucking car payment. Or even if you do, you're more inclined to take a risk. You talked about offline, like, hey, I would just work a job so I can go travel.
Yeah.
Once I hit my 5 bands, I'm out. I'm on my way to Europe. Fuck it. So I don't know, like, walk me through, like, when you're going through those dark moments, right? We've all had them. What is your saving grace that keeps you in the game? Like, why haven't you folded? And like I said, like, and obviously it's not your character, but give me some specific like pointers as to like how do you get to the next morning, right? And of course, I mean we've all been talked off a cliff. We've all had bad days,
Yeah.
right? But like, what keeps you saying fuck this shit? I'm gonna keep rolling the dice.
I think that, as long as you don't give up, you haven't lost. And I think that's the biggest takeaway. And a lot of it, you're one yes away from changing your life. And, I think that a lot of that separates people who really want it and people who pretend want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, like, I've been, like, with the sports agent stuff, bro, I've really been doing this shit since, like 2010. And, like, bro, it's tough, especially I'm real life Jerry Maguire, bro. Like, it's, I fund all this. I pay for all this. It's the Bank of Drew. It's not, some company.
Correct.
And so it's tough. But I think that that's the biggest thing is just continuing to get up and, hey, you want to win. Like, I want to win more than I want to, don't want to lose. Like, I want to fucking win. And I think that as long as you can just continue to pick your shit up and go and not just throw in the towel, I think eventually a big win's coming.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'll go first before you go.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm going first before you is because you're sober. So we joke, but this is it. I compare it to a drug addict. The feeling. I'm chasing a high. Like I told you, I never made $100,000 in one day working for anybody.
Yeah.
Never. Right? Never lost $100,000 in one day working for anybody either. So it's this high. You're chasing this high. That number one, because until if you don't do it yet, you're like, well, I've never done it. Now you're living within this the world of the unknown. Can I do it? Can I not do it? Right? Because there's nobody who believes until you do it. But then after you do it, it's like, fuck, I've done it before, so you can't tell me shit.
Yeah.
Because I've done this before. I've been in. It's almost like a testimony to faith, where the more fucked up it goes, and the worse it gets, your faith gets stronger once you overcome that. It's the craziest thing in the world, but it's almost like I tell people, rock bottom don't scare me. And that's the crazy part, is that rock bottom doesn't scare me, right? Because there's nowhere to go but up if you're rock bottom.
Yeah.
But once I get past that, you can't tell me shit, right? after I overcome that. And so I'm chasing that high, I'm chasing that feeling. And then, Drew will tell you a lot of times, people come to me for advice, or they come to me for mentorship or whatever. So it's almost like, You know, I don't want to. Number one, I don't want to let myself down. But number two, I'm just big on practicing what I preach. How the fuck can I tell you to roll the dice, and I'm sitting around here, you know, and I'm acting like I'm scared, or I don't know. And like I said, at the end of the day, you know, those people aren't paying my bills.
So-
But it's a motivational thing. It's like this army of people, Like I gotta stand on what I'm talking about. If I'm gonna sit here and tell you, you know, quit your job and fuck come and go, let's go do this.
Yeah.
Then I can't go clock in too. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't preach something that I'm not practicing. So I think for me, it's those two things. I've done it before, so that, you know, we've already kind of overcome it. So there's nothing you could tell me. I've been through worse.
Yeah.
How bad can it really be? To Drew's point, as long as you haven't given up, you're still in the game. You got a shot. And then, you know, I got 200 people looking at me like, all right, you know, what's your big ass gonna do? You know, you said, you know, you talking all that hard shit.
And
are
now-
you really gonna live it, or, you know, what's going on? And not to say that, you know, if I gotta pay my light bill, those people are gonna help me. But it's just an influential. I'm trying to do more than make money. I'm trying to create progress for people.
Yeah.
And so that's
example.
exactly right.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, that's kind of my 2
Yeah.
cents.
Well, I like for me, like I'm the older brother. Like I said, my dad stopped going to school 8th grade, so I'm the canary in the cave. So
Yeah.
ain't nobody no one's told me how to get there or how to do it.
Correct.
So it's all test kitchen from here. So
Yeah.
I get that mentality and that stuff. And the thing that keeps me going too is that it's on my Instagram bio thing, and it says I spent years chasing the dream just to realize that I've been living it, which is how I feel. And that's what keeps me going, is that like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it doesn't matter whether or not I'm successful in somebody else's eyes. I'm successful in my eyes. Like, I don't have to go into an office and see Peter's stupid ass face every Monday, and I'm hella happy about that.
Real shit.
So it's like,
Yeah, peace of mind is priceless, and the price of freedom is priceless.
yeah,
And like, freedom ain't free. We've all paid our tuition on that, but that's priceless.
yeah. So I'm very happy. Like, I have friends that started later than me and that are more successful than me, but then I also like, I don't look at that and like, oh, fucking, I deserve it. I deserve it. Because if I can't have that mentality. That's their path, and this is my path. And to be honest, like, yo, most of the time, those guys that are successful, I still have their respect.
Come on.
They're like, dude, I don't, like, I'll get it a lot of the times, and it's like, dude, I don't know why you're not this such and such far. I don't know why you're from that. It's like, thanks, man. Well, as long as you know that, then I'm good. Like, that's
Solid.
cool. Because I make a good living. I have a good life. I am 10 times better than I started. So it's fine. And like you said, to hit rock bottom, like you said,
Yeah.
you're not scared of it. I'm not scared of it. I don't want to go there anymore.
Not at all, not at all.
No, I know.
But, yeah.
Totally get. So I'm like, but I'm very like, so that's what keeps me going. And I remember this one comic told me a long time ago. He goes, you know how to be successful in stand up? I was like, how? And he was like, just keep doing it. He said, that's what's going to happen. He goes, you just got to keep doing it. People that stay in it end up becoming successful. And then I thought, I think about that still to this day, where it's like, I am in it, and he is right. I may not be on television and all this stuff that some other people gauge success on, because I started realizing that too. So he says sober, and I always talk about God gives you what I need, not what I want. Mm-hmm. And so God's giving me what I need, and I'm okay. I'm taken care of. And the wants I started realizing too, like I think I might have said this before, are what the world tells me what I want or what I should have. You should have a TV credit. You should be on this. You should have why. And it's like, yeah, but if I start focusing on things that I want, that becomes it starts to create resentments because I don't have it. And it's like, well, I want it. Why don't I have it? Now, I'm not saying that you can't set goals to get things
Correct.
that you want, but then is that exactly what you want though? Or is that what someone telling you that you should have? And now it's become your want and your desire when you don't hold that in a value. Like, the things that I value, I have them. And so everything else after that, fucking cake.
Yeah.
So when I hit dark spots or something like that, I'm like, what are you tripping about? What are you
Correct.
worried about? You are doing, if anything, you're becoming a better person and a better comedian because you're seasoned and you're
Yeah.
going through these trials and tribulations. So when you do get to a position or a problem, you can also help somebody else out and tell them, hey, young man, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. If you do right and you be right to people, you'll get work, you'll get gigs, and slowly and surely you'll stack and stack and stack and save and whatnot. And the byproduct of doing this consistently and doing it the correct way is being successful.
One thing too is like, we touched about this in those lost files, but there's enough for everyone to win.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that, but like, I'm on the same shit you're on. I don't have to go into an office. I don't have to deal with people that if I don't want to deal with them. So in a way, like, I already feel like I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grind. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like, I've never had anything handed to me or anything, but like, there's enough for everyone to win. And if you're not like a complete piece of shit, you're not a scumbag, you don't try to fuck people over and things, you genuinely, like, I try to help everyone that I can. You know, I'm not sitting over here cutting checks to people and all this shit, but like, if I can help someone or if I can do something to give someone, like, God bless.
Connect
What
you
do I
with this
get?
person, with that person.
Right.
Yeah.
Any little
God
kind of-
bless.
And it comes back to you full circle. You,
It
you
does.
ROR.
Or so yeah, so that's something we talk about, right? Like, yeah, obviously in business you would have return on investment, but it's the return on the relationship, especially if you play in the long game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it may not come right now, but over the course of time, you know, something will work itself out where it's mutually beneficial, especially if you're dealing with somebody who understands, like, look, every deal I'm trying to cut is a win-win. On the whole scheme of whatever we're doing in the long term, you know, right. And if you break it down per transaction, who knows, right? But in per the long game, that's if you find somebody with their heart's in the right place. That's the key.
Well, if you're a solid person, like, you know what I mean? Like, you get the reputation as a solid person, bro, that does more for you than a lot of times the money or anything like that. Because, like, people already know, like, bro, I don't know anyone money.
Like
you
you
know
say,
what I mean? Like, I don't do, like, in the sports business and stuff, like, you know, like, I had a shitty business partner.
Correct.
Guy still is one of the biggest trainers in the business, 13 bands. Not me.
Correct. I mean, that's how Jordan and I connected.
Oh, yeah.
So even a negative, you know, created two positives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talk about the long game, right? If we were breaking it down, you know, but it's just how you got to view it. Go ahead.
Well, I tell younger comedians too. Like, I have this little thing where I was like, "Yo, like you're talking about the relationships and the long game. It's like, hey, a comedy club will more than likely book you just because you're a good hanging, a good person to be around.
Correct.
You might not even be the funniest guy, but they're like, hey, he didn't cause me any problems. He's awesome. He's good to the staff. As a matter of fact, the staff likes him. The staff likes you so much that they start bringing you up to the manager. So when's Carl's coming back? Wait, there was so much. You know what? You're right. I haven't seen him in like 6 months. Not matter of fact, I'm gonna give him a call. I'll send him a thing. So the return on the relationship is also a very
That's
definite.
all it is, man.
Yeah, it's
especially when
long
we get in some rooms, and we've all seen it. You know, money can't buy some of these rooms.
Right.
You know, like shit, Tom Brady wearing the hat. I mean, that's something that money can't buy.
No.
I mean, you know, I couldn't afford to pay Tom Brady.
Well, I also
Some
feel
of the
like
stuff
when
is,
you,
you know?
when you go into things like with expectations, or when you go into like relationships or things like that, where you just want something from people, like you come across
transactional.
Yeah, you come across like a cornball, and like people pick that up. But when you are
Genuine.
an authentic person, people also pick that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not meeting anyone and being cool with someone because I need something from them. I can get whatever the fuck I need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
But, you know, it's all about, like, being authentic and, like, a genuine, like, good person. And I think that goes a long way because, unfortunately, in the society we live in, there's a fucking ton of scumbags.
Correct.
Oh,
and
man.
people just
Everyone wants
it's all-
solid.
Always transaction.
Dude, I was like, it's funny because the higher you go up, like I'd see that more and more and more, and I'm like, man, fuck, this is not what I wanted, and I signed up for. Even like when I go to comedy festivals, and now because some of the younger cats are picking up that business sense only and not the comedy sense. So it's like, I'm gonna film this conversation, and you know, I'm gonna set this up so this could go this, could that, so I can go viral because it has to hit the algorithm. I was like, man, just be a fucking person, man. Just turn it off, please turn it off. Because I mean, I have that clip too where I talk about one of my pet peeves and annoying thing is the person that's performing in the green room or telling me their dates or giving all this extra information. It's like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Tell me, just let's talk about the movie you've seen recently over the weekend, or just let's be just a chill person, a cool hang. If you're gonna just always constantly be on business mode. And that's, I don't want to live like that.
Yeah.
There's time to business and there's time to just hang out. And like, if you want to network, let's network accordingly, as opposed to like have a business meeting right here in the middle of the line in Starbucks.
Right. I'm trying to feel out if I like you as a person, if you're someone I would hang out with.
Or if I want to do business with
Right.
you.
Correct on that part.